Welcome to today's fast track episode of The Growth Zone. My name is Christian Bartsch, and these episodes provide you with a focused, mind-feeding topic. You can use it to have some new ideas to guide you through the day. Let's get started on today's topic. In today's episode of Fast Track, we're going to look at how IoT devices in an industrial manufacturing change the world of production, of producing products, which means it actually affects the productivity of the factories. And that is massively increased by implementing the M2M, machine-to-machine communication, and as well human-to-machine communication, which means as well that there's a totally new kind of infrastructure necessary, not only between the machines, between as well the factory, the management, the production planning teams, and so on. So how could this actually even affect business, productivity, retail, sales, or even logistics and delivery? When you look at it, a company that produces a big product that goes onto market, for instance, a car. A car consists of multiple components, and these components actually consist of lots of small other parts. And so a car can consist of a large amount of components which come from different manufacturers. And just-in-time production usually means that, of course, the parts are delivered to the factory when they're actually needed. There's, of course, a certain risk involved with that, which means traffic jams. So logistics companies who are transporting the goods have to be able to deliver the products at the right time and not deliver behind schedule, because that's a high risk, especially with contracts and contract fines that you then have to pay because you haven't met your agreements with the manufacturer that wants to have the products delivered on time. So, M2M. M2M means that a machine communicates with another machine, whether it's a robot or different robots in a band production, in a serial production, where then actually the product is being taken from one section to the next section of the factory. And of course, that means that the machines need to communicate with each other. They maybe have to communicate with a different machine that gets them all the parts they need to build in. Maybe the machine that has servicing, or the machine goes and tells an engineer that they have to come and repair or fix or exchange some kind of soldering part, oil it or change other parts and so on, because it's developing certain kind of wear issues. Some machines, of course, they are so massive in their way of producing parts that they maybe have even IoT devices attached to them that are not actually part of the machine itself. So they practically become an addition, an extension, and these parts measure vibrations and other kind of information and notice whether a machine is getting any kind of unusual issues. For instance, making too much noise, making too many vibrations and other kind of things, which could mean that the machine will break down, or the products that are being manufactured inside the machine will deteriorate in output quality. So, of course, it means at the same time, not just that the machines communicate with each other, but as well the humans that are maybe in a headquarter and planning the production, planning as well, of course, parts, repairs, and other kind of things. They have to know something that's happening ahead of time. And so the machines are intelligent enough to communicate with each other and find that there's a problem coming apart. Then they can go and get, of course, the replacement, the parts, the fixtures in time before the machine actually breaks down and the entire production stops and is eventually maybe even jammed. So that's something that you can do with IoT in a production facility. That means as well, of course, that there are other elements connected. And the world of manufacturing is highly connected with humans, highly connected with logistics, and as well with sales. Because, of course, if you're able to sell a car, it means, of course, the car has to be manufactured. You want to manufacture the product, of course, as fast as possible with the lowest cost, most efficient, and at high quality. So that later on you don't have maintenance issues and so on. But that means as well that your production plans have to work properly, and your entire organization needs to know what's happening in the factory and how to smartly arrange the production plan. And as well the maintenance. And if you're introducing a new machine into the whole unit, you have to know what's happening. So there's a variety of things that you can do. And if you, for instance, a manufacturer of, let's say, forklifts, you have to find ways to actually offer your forklifts at a way that the factory that needs to buy them from you will notice this forklift can be fully integrated with the smart technology that's working. But the thing is, you can't just go and attach some gadget and it'll be done. Your forklift itself has to become a smart device. It has to be intelligent and not just an old traditional forklift. And that's the thing that you can change as well and re-engineer. And if you are actually looking into all those things, you'll have to really think about it and find out what's really important to your client. That's even marketing. It's an understanding about marketing, about engineering, what's relevant to the customer, so that your sales teams can really close the deal on the right kind of product that will fit and deliver high productivity for the client who has a factory. And that's a huge potential, because if you do it the right way, all your marketing, your sales, product design, and so on, your forklift will be selling at higher quantities than any of your competitors. If they are still thinking they can sell the forklifts the way they did it 30, 40 years ago, well, let them do it, but you be ahead of time so that you are not left out once the factories become so smart that everything that's outdated will never go into the factory. So that's one of the opportunities that can about with M2M productivity using IoT devices in the world. And that's the thing. Factories need to be streamlined. There's too much overhead in these factories. There's too much productivity. And when you think of it, you might say, well, there's so many machines already. We've got so many robotics and all these different kind of parts and automatic systems and so on. Hey, we just have already anyway reduced the staff by maybe 20, 30%. It's not about reducing the staff. It's using the staff in a more smart and efficient way where a human can do something that a machine just can't do. And that's the thing as well, qualifying, increasing the quality of the knowledge, the experience, and the capabilities of your staff, and letting the machines doing the things that a machine can do better, and it reduces well the stress on the body and the mind of the workers. So in the end, you are much more proficient, more quality products, and you have a better staff retention, because these become very qualitative, very expensive, and very well trained in managing these systems, because the machine itself still needs a little bit of a hand sometimes when something isn't working the right way. In the next episodes, we'll be looking at other topics as well, how this can be combined, IoT devices with special industry niches, and as well from the aspect of marketing, the products, market entry, and other things. I hope you enjoyed the fast track edition of today. I would like to invite you to follow our show so that you don't miss the upcoming interviews with leaders in the market. Simply visit the website follow.prmediareach.com. I will be adding the link also to the description of this episode so that you just need to click on that link. The link is follow.prmediareach.com. follow.prmediareach.com. You can follow me also on Twitter by using the Twitter handle CAPBarch. So it's spelled CAPBARCH. A P B A R T S C H. Or for those who are into sailing and flying, Charlie Alpha Papa Bravo Alpha Romeo Tango Sierra Charlie Hotel. Yes, that's CAP Barge. See you soon or hear you soon in the next episode. And please share as well this episode if you've enjoyed it and would like to let others have the opportunity to use it as well to get new ideas and insights.